Hey, friends all over the world, Dr. Keenan here. Listen, never, you must never do this again. You must never do this again. Sorry, I'm driving, and of course, got a little thing for a scar in my face there. But listen, you must never do this again. And you say, well, Doc, what are you talking about? What must you never do again? Very simple. You must never doubt what God has clearly shown you. You must never second guess when you know God has shown you something about a situation, about a person, about a circumstance. You must never do that again. You know, years ago, my life was nearly destroyed because I doubted what God showed me. It's called denial. Sometimes we don't want to see. We look and then we look away. God reveals it to us and then we say, nah, that can't be. No. But them. I'm trying to tell you, friends, this is some wisdom, some advice for you. Never, ever doubt what you have clearly seen again. Don't do it. Don't do it. So many times we go through situations, we go through circumstances, and we see something. We see something. God shows it to you. He shows it to you. He'll reveal it to you. He'll give you discernment. He'll show you the truth about a situation. He'll show you the truth about a person. And oftentimes we are in denial about what we're seeing. Denial can destroy you. Don't be in denial. Don't second guess. You must never do it again. You know, don't doubt your discernment. God's showing you something. I'm not talking about you feel suspicious. I'm not talking about you got, a bunch of emotional problems and baggage and that you're throwing that on everybody. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about when God has shown you, he's told you, you've seen it clearly. Time after time, God's given you warning after warning after warning, and you continue to deny what he's warned you about. You continue to turn a blind eye towards something that you know in your heart is a prompting from God. And I understand, because sometimes what you know and what it appears to be are two different things. Sometimes a situation can appear a certain way, but what you know in your knower that it's not that way. Growing up, I had a friend. I was a little kid. I had a little friend growing up, and this guy, even as a kid, I wasn't really that spiritual. I didn't think I was that spiritual as a kid, but this little kid used to bother me. He used to bother me. He would always, just his presence, something about him bothered me. But I was a very friendly kid, and I wanted to be friends with everybody in the neighborhood. And so I continued to befriend this person. I continued to interact with him. And even though I knew in my knower that something was wrong. So anyway, I keep interacting with the guy. And one day he stole my bike. He stole my bike, and I knew he stole it. And then I pretended that he didn't steal it. Because my father asked me, he said, "Where's your bike?" I said, "Well, I don't know. I knew he took it because he showed it to me." But I was in denial. Friends, listen, denial is dangerous. And though I'm talking about a situation as I was a kid, as adults, You cannot afford to be in denial. When God reveals something to you, when God shows you clearly what something is, when God shows someone's character to you, he reveals it to you clearly. I'm not talking about conjecture. I'm not talking about presumption. I'm talking about God shows you clearly. Once you have a clear revelation of the way something is, and you choose to deny that, you have now opened the door to deception. And if you don't get out of the room of deception, what's going to happen is that you're now going to go into a place called delusion. And delusion is when a person will urinate on you and you'll call it rain. You'll say, well, it's just raining outside. No, they're peeing on you. But no, it's just rain. That's called delusion. So it goes from denial into deception and into delusion. And delusion is a very difficult place to get out of. Once you get into delusionville, it's hard to come out of that. Yet so many people end up in the place called delusion. They end up on 666 Delusion Avenue because they continue to deny what was clearly revealed. It's happening right now. We see what's going on. We see what's going on in America. We see what's going on in the culture. But guess what? People are in denial. They don't want to admit to themselves, man, I voted for the wrong person. or man, I really didn't know what I was doing. I really, and then watch this, because remember we said, when you continue to deny something over a period of time, it opens the door to deception, so you get deceived, and then you become deluded. Now this means you now begin to call good evil and evil good. A person will be shooting you with a machine gun and you'll say, they're just giving me a massage. They're just giving me a massage. That's all. No, they're not shooting me. They're not trying to blow my head off. They're just trying to give me a massage. I'm telling you, friends, you must never do this again. When you see something, God shows it to you. He shows it to you. Stop acting like you don't see it. Stop trying to play mind games with yourself. You saw what you saw. You saw exactly what you saw. As a leader, for example, there have been many times where I would have somebody, I shouldn't say many times, but there's been a couple of times where I would have somebody under my leadership who was not submitted to me. They were insubordinate. They were dishonorable, disrespectful. And I kept making excuses for the person. Oh, well, they're going through a season right now. They're going through, they're having a difficult time. And oh, they just have life. And I was making excuses and I was in denial about what the person was and what they were doing. And if you keep doing that, you're going to destroy your organization. You're going to destroy your organization. Some of you are business owners and there's an employee that is totally insubordinate. They never come on time. They never do right. They never follow your instructions. And here you are trying to justify their behavior because you're afraid to lose them. So it makes you open the door to denial. It makes you open the door to denial. Never do this again. Don't do it. Trust me, it will save you years of heartache, pain, depression, despair, if you're honest with yourself. Ladies, you see that man when you're dating him. You see he has an anger problem. You see the things that he's doing to you, and yet you deny it. You're in denial. Stop turning away from what God is clearly revealing to you for the sake of acceptance, for the sake of convenience. God bless you, friends. Bye-bye.